Yo, what's good? Welcome back. Today is day 8 of the fucking warehouse. Today, I was gonna do a little check-in again, a little psychology lesson again. Psychology is a big part of trading, so I'm gonna do multiple of them throughout the series. Wow, my hair's fried. Fuck. This video's inverted, so I'm gonna fry it even more. No, fried. Okay. Cool. Psychology is a big part of trading. Before I start, last time I talked about psychology, I talked about risk management, all that stuff. Today, I want to talk about the mindset you need to have throughout trading. There is phases of trading, stages that you go through when you're trading. I'd say, wow, what is that? Is that a fucking ATV? What? Someone. Oh, it is ATV. Yeah, they own the dirt trail behind the house. Well, fuck, crazy. Okay, my bad. Sorry, no distraction. Um, Trading has multiple stages that you'll go through when you start. Everyone goes through the phase when you make a little bit of money from trading. That's how everyone gets fucking hooked on trading. It's just you make a little bit of money from trading. You're like, oh my god, I can make I can replace my 9 to 5 with this. And to be honest, you're not wrong. You can, but that's the beginning. And to be honest, there's a long path after that you have to take to even get like profitability, even like making a little bit more money off of trading. And the stage one. Stage two is always you start learning, you start learning a fuck ton, and then you start hopping back on the charts, and you learn. The thing with trading is when you go in, you don't know anything about trading. You just take blind shit. You just take dumb shit. You make money off of it. And the market's so random that even someone taking a random trade can make money off it at the beginning. But then once you start to learn how market actually moves, how stuff in the market moves, confluences, ICT, volume, whatever the fuck you use, I don't care what you use, bro. Whatever it is you use, once you start learning about how markets really move and you actually try to trade with a plan or using the information that you learned online, that's when you realize that and you hit that first loss. When you hit your first ever loss, you realize like your psychology gets hit with a fucking train like it's never been hit before in your entire life. Like you see your money genuinely evaporate. I'm not even kidding, genuinely evaporate. After that, you're like, fuck. I did it the first time. You have that dopamine rush in your brain the first time when you made money. I can do this again. I can do this again. And once you lose that money, once you hit that first loss, your psychology gets stuck at a point where it's that's one of the reasons most traders quit because of that part, just the psychology part. Either that or they just quit midway through because they don't feel like learning or they're just I don't know, I guess too lazy. My bad, I wasn't centered. Um, yeah. The third stage of trading, I would say, is after you take your first loss, you start educating yourself to the max. Like you start educating yourself so much. You read every book, every video, everything. Oh, it was ATV. I fucking knew it. Oh, that's dope. What the fuck? He ripping that shit though. God damn. But yeah. Oh, my hair's fried for this side. Oh wow, it's fried. But yeah, you're educating yourself on everything. But the thing is, trading. If the thing about trading is understanding the market is logical. Executing under pressure, which Mark Douglas states in like multiple of his books. I'm taking this directly from this quote. He said, "Understanding the markets is from your logical perspective of your brain. Executing under pressure is the emotional part of your brain. It's the psychological part of your brain. So that's that gap that your brain creates between the emotional and the psychological part. That's the whole game. Once you merge those two, you overcome that gap. That's what trading is. That's literally the whole part. That's the whole learning aspect of trading. Once you learn how to, or the whole psychological part of trading. Once you learn how to like genuinely evaporate that gap and completely merge those two, you know how to trade. Not hold on, let me pause. You know how to control your emotions. You know the psychological part of trading, right? So that's pretty much what I want to say. And other than that, I'd say just start reading Mark Douglas books, watching his videos. Honestly, Mark Douglas's psychological lessons are probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best authors for trading psychology I've ever read. I read other people too. Like there's one other guy. He's an old guy too. Wait, let me see his name. I forgot his name, bro. I was watching the other day. His name was Randall. Something Randall. Randall Howell. Howell. What the fuck is his name? Let me see. Nah. Sorry about that. I'm locking. I'm serious. I'm serious. Wait, bro. What the fuck? My Wi-Fi so fast. I'm gonna start geeking. I swear to God. Oh, I start tripping right now. Oh, God, I start tripping right fucking now. Give a shit. Randy Howell. Randy Howell. Randy Howell. Looked at me and says, "I need to." They're just playing. Randy Howell. He has really good advice too. He has really good psychological lessons. They One thing that I noticed both of them say is that um, you can't go into the market thinking that I'm gonna make money. You always have to, genuinely what I think. What I do now. I have a notebook in front of me every time, or a paper or something in front of me every time I trade, and it says, "Do not expect to trade." Every time you go to the market, you can't expect to trade. You have to let the market come to you, almost, right? Like little reference and all, but like, you have to let bitches come to you type shit. You can't order the bitches. You can't be overly going. You have to let the overly bitches come to you. Be overly. Come on. But thing is, okay, my bad. Fuck, off topic. But here's some fucking shot. I'm gonna get buzz cut. Fuck this shit. No, but one thing that they both say is trading's a game that transfers money from the impatient to the patient. The more patient you are with trading, the better psychology is going to be, the better your risk management is going to be, the better like your whole trading is going to be in general. Psychology is a whole game of trading. Like, I know I've said this multiple times throughout this video, but I really do mean it. I struggle with it sometimes too, but it's better than what it was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, right? Like it's getting way better, and you're always gonna have those slip ups where your psychology gets fucked from something, maybe some like external conflict in your life, right? So you're going through like a hardship in your life, and you're trading one day, and you just like you think of that, so that thought comes in the back of your head, it's gonna fuck up your trading. That's why my thing is, my rule is if I have something external going on in my life, I don't trade that day, that week, whatever the fuck, whenever the external conflict is happening. And once that external conflict is over, my rule is go to the gym, hit the sauna for at least 30 minutes. If in the sauna you're not thinking about it, you're gonna trade and break. So that's my thing. But everyone has a different weird psychology or whatever. I'll make a couple more of these. If you guys like the psychology lessons, let me know. I know I'm not the best. Like I gotta talk about psychology. I'm more just like fucking around all the time, but psychology is a big thing. It's a big part of trading. I low key having like I don't know, bro. It's just a big part of trading, bro. Especially like when you're like in the beginning stage where you lose a lot of money, you're gonna have those thoughts like fuck, like I'm done, I can't trade no more. There was a point where I wanted to quit trading. I really did. I was like genuinely completely done with trading, and fuck, bro. I was just done with it completely because I don't know, bro. It was getting bad, but fuck. I remember I lost $8,000 before I made any money. No, I lied. I lost $4,000 before I got my first payout, which was $1,500. So I was still in debt. Now, with total profit from cost, I was at $8,000 recently. I made the $3,600 payout, or the 4K, but profit split, whatever. $3,600 payout, and I think I'm due for another payout by the end of this week or next Monday. But let's see if. Oh fuck! Come on, gotta hit this. My bad. I gotta stop saying that. I'm not gonna lie. That's another lesson. You can't say I need to do something. I gotta do this. I need this or whatever the fuck it is. In trading, genuinely, bro, I used to do this so much. I used to be like, oh, I need like now I just fuck around with it. I'd be like, oh, I need to make an SVJ today, but it's like I'm just fucking around because like in the back of my head, I know like trading's not about making a fucking SVJ in one day. Trading's about being consistent to be able to get that SVJ later on in the future and be able to make the payments almost. Like you gotta think about it like that. And I used to be like in the back of my head, literally, I genuinely would think that I need to make like 5K today, make 6K today, and it was all because I saw people making like a fuck ton of money online. That's one thing that's gonna really fuck you up. Stop doom scrolling as soon as you can. Like, please, bro. Especially if your Instagram's full of like trading stuff. Stop doom scrolling, bro. Like, actually, it's gonna fuck you up. So you're gonna make niggas. You're gonna see people make like $130,000 in like a day. You're like, damn, like I need that. And the next day you're gonna trade, you're gonna fucking FOMO everything. You're gonna over trade, you're gonna over leverage, over risk, just because you saw people make so much money. You're like, oh, I need to get to this point. But that's once again, everyone has their own path. Everyone has their own journey. Can't rush the process, bro. That's one thing you can't do with trading. You can't rush the process. Process is gonna come. Everyone's process is different. Everyone's path is different. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's timeline is different. One thing about trading that also you need to do is expand your fucking timeline, bro. If you think you can get genuinely, if you think you get SVJ like I did in like 6 months, if you think I'm gonna get, if I my dumb ass, I'm gonna get SVJ in 6 months. I lost 8K. Yeah. So like, stop thinking you get SVJ tomorrow, bro. You're not getting SVJs tomorrow. I'm sorry. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you're not, bro. Straight up, stop thinking that. So it can take months, years. It can take. Everyone's time is different. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like everyone has a different timeline. You gotta realize that because just because someone was successful in trading in like 6 months doesn't mean you're gonna be successful in 6 months. Maybe it'll take you like a year and a half. Maybe it'll take you 2 years, 3 years, bro. This is my second year of trading. I'm still genuinely in 4K a debt. So it's like, come on, bro. Like everyone's process is different, but what can you do better? Like you just gotta. The more experience you have, more psychology experience you have, it just helps, bro. Everything's just building. It's just building. At least the thing is, once you get to the point where you know you're making mistakes, you start. At least you know you're making mistakes. In the beginning stages, you don't even realize you're making mistakes, and you just do it. And you're like, oh, the market just doesn't like me. Or the market was bad. Whatever the fuck it was. You gotta realize the market's never bad. The market's either you take the trade, you don't take the trade. If you take a bad trade, why'd you take it? You're the one who took the trade. You're the one who clicked buy, sell. You're the one who put the stop loss and take profit. Why'd you take the trade? You know what I'm saying? Like, it made no sense. The market doesn't give a fuck about you. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Market needs to fill orders no matter what. It's not gonna wait for you, bro. It's just not gonna wait for you. You have to find the opportunities within the market. If there's no opportunities in the market, why are you in the market? Whose fault is that? Who gave you the bright idea to be in the market? Yourself. Who are you gonna blame? The market? You can't. Because the market's gonna move either way. You just gotta choose to either be in the market or be out of the market. That's for you to decide. But that's just pretty much. I was gonna say, just speed. One thing I wanna like say is, I want you guys to do tonight. Write down what you think you're good at in trading. 3 things you think you're good at. Mark Douglas did this. It was actually Mark Douglas did. I don't want to take any credit because he was an amazing author. 3 things that you think you're good at trading, or you can identify, you can see live market, you back test, all that. 3 things you can do. It can be anything. Fair value gaps. It can be fucking. I don't give a shit, bro. Like my risk management is good, whatever, bro. And one thing that you're gonna start doing tomorrow, and you're gonna stick to that thing for 4 weeks. Trust me, once you stick to that thing for 4 weeks, that's gonna be your next layer of education. That's gonna be your next layer of trading. After that, you put another thing for another 4 weeks. You can stick to that for another 4 weeks. But just because you, the fuck is that? Yeah, just because you're making a new thing, or after them 4 weeks, just because you're adding a new rule doesn't mean you're gonna forget all your other rules. You're still gonna stick to them. Write every new rule down, and after that 4 weeks, you have to track yourself. Did I follow the rule? Did I follow the rule? Every day? Every day, you write it down. Did I follow the rule that I wrote? Did I follow rule compliance notebook? Rule compliance day 1 to fucking 4 weeks, month, 30 days, something like that. I'm fucking up. Day 1 to 30. You score yourself out of 10. One out of 10. Every day you score yourself based on if you followed all your rules or not. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to leave you guys with. A quote I want to leave you guys with is, who said this? Warren Buffett, I think, or Warren. What's his name? Yeah, I think something like that. I already mentioned this before too, but I just want to give a shout out. It's just a quote that really does stick with me. It was the stock market is a process of transferring money from the inpatient to the patient. And that just hit me deep. I don't know why. I don't know if you guys understand. I don't know if you guys don't, but it's just it's something I stick to a lot. But yeah, it's gonna be day 8 for you guys. That's gonna be a little psychology lesson. Let me know how you guys are doing down below. A little check in. Just want to make sure you guys are doing good for now. Give you a little psychology lesson while I'm at it. Tomorrow is gonna be day 9. It's gonna be fair value gaps. Day 10 is gonna be inverse fair value gaps, and we're just going all off on fucking conferences after this. So lock in, bro. Take notes on everything. Take notes on everything you can. Honestly, review them. But yeah, peace out.